Hey everybody, it's Mark Yegi. Welcome to another weekly Market Pulse. Today is September 5th already. Wow. Hope you're doing great. Just got off a beautiful call with Mastermind members. Had interesting discussion. They were kind of quiet, frankly, but we had some good stocks that we talked about. Market is green still, which is bullish. That's how we're reading it. That's what we like. And so hopefully you're doing well in this market. Let's go over some of the things that we talked about. Obviously, I can't give everything out to you because these guys are all, great members and we share some interesting things in there. But I can give you an overview. So we got 3 green lights and 1 red light, which still keeps us in a green light condition. That means to us all systems are go. Of course, this is not financial advice and do your own research, and this is all hypothetical. But we had a reversal candle today based on, I guess, the jobs report. Can't figure it out. Bottom line is it's more sellers than buyers. All right, so let's see why. So we had an all-time high on the NASDAQ here, almost at 22,000. We're getting there, but we had a reversal today. And so this is now coming back down. There is a gap on the chart that I think maybe it could test. We'll see. Then we've got the S&P 500, same kind of thing. All-time high, reversal candle today. I'm not too worried about this one. Same thing with the Dow Jones. Didn't hit the all-time high that it, made a couple of weeks ago, but still tried. And now it, had a reversal candle, and this one looks healthy to me, and so does the New York Stock Exchange. Nothing to worry about just yet, but we did lose some momentum, and that's why we have 1 red light. It's a lot of times it's just a temporary thing. The volatility index, you can see this thing usually likes to go toward the mean, and it is below the mean and has been there for several weeks mostly, and now it's above it, at least above the 50-day and wanting to go back to that 200-day. But you know what? It's still very low volatility. That means low panic. That means people believe in the market, and that's why we are green. The 20-year Treasury bond, this is interesting. Like, it has perennially been below the 200-day moving average. And you can see it's also been mostly below the 50-day moving average, that red line. And today it had a big gap up on that jobs report. And that is basically saying that they think, because remember, interest rates are inversely related to the price of an income producing bond. These are treasuries. This is a Treasury exchange traded fund, ETF. And so it's bouncing up. What does that mean? That means that the expectation is that interest rates are going to be coming down. So we'll see. This is September, and we're supposed to hear something from the Fed. I think they're going to do some kind of dropping of the rate, which should be bullish, but I don't think it's as much as everybody thinks. We'll see. The gold shares, on the other hand, are all-time highs, breaking out on good volume. This is something we've been talking about in our group for quite a while, and a lot of people are trading the gold shares. It's an interesting play. The Dow Jones Utility Average, on the other hand, is kind of dropping. So these are all little macro trends that I throw at you, so you can kind of figure out what's happening. The biotech industry is going higher. It looks like it dropped down to 48.64, and now it's up at the above $6,000. Of course, we would have liked to have caught it down here, but you can see there's a golden cross here that's happening, which generally is generally a bullish signal on the chart. The broker-dealer index is basically when the markets are going up and hitting record highs, people start coming back into the markets and trading them. They get excited, and the broker-dealers make more money, and that's what's going on with the broker-dealer. Not sure about what this candle is below the 50-day moving average today, but generally that trend is from lower left to upper right. The Philadelphia Housing Index is a general market index, and when more people are building houses, more people are working, that means there's more money circulating in the economy. We have a gap up on that today. We have a golden cross that happened last week, and there's a lot of selling from 836 all the way down to 560. Pretty big correction, and now that seems to be out of the way, and we have a pretty strong move to the upside. The Philadelphia Semiconductor Index talks, basically a proxy for computers. Dipped below its 50-day moving average earlier this week, but it's back above it, so that's interesting. Apple is trading in this big old consolidation from about 260 to 170 and just bouncing around, and there's had a strong couple of weeks. On one of the weeks was good volume. The other few weeks haven't been so good, but Apple is just trying to get out of its own way going into their next product cycle launch, which I think is the Apple 17. and whatever MacBooks are coming out and all that kind of stuff. And that's usually good for Apple, depending on how people perceive that's their products to be coming out. Nvidia went up from 86.62. Of course, it was in a bearish trend then, but it broke out and it ran all the way up to 184.48, and people took profits right at that little profit zone around 185. And that's where you see it lagging, stalling, and now coming back down below its 50-day moving average. I think short term, it looks like Nvidia might be in a little bit of trouble. It's up to you to interpret it, but I see it below the 50-day moving average here. And a couple of other indicators that I follow are just short-term negative on it. I mean, we all think that Nvidia is one of those great companies, especially in the AI space. If you believe in AI, and I do, it's probably nothing going on except some profit taking here. MicroStrategy is in a lousy kind of a chart, but it did this ABCD structure down, and I'll leave us on this chart here. 457 down to about 90 points down, and then had a bounce up to 414 and went down another 90 points. And then it came back and tested that 325.56 level. That's on 13 million shares. It tested it right here on 10 million shares. What that has shown me in the past is that means that the probabilities are for a bounce, because it's like a ping pong ball. If you're dropping a ping pong ball and it goes and it's light, it's going to bounce up. But if it's a medicine ball through that 325 and it has a lot of volume, it's going to go through it. So I see it bouncing. That's how I read the chart. I think MicroStrategy has gone down quite enough. 7 out of 8 weeks, it looks like, and I think there's probably a little bit more room to the upside. We'll see. Okay, I did say I was going to be the last one, but this will be the last one. Tesla has been kind of in a sideways kind of a wedge pattern, and it looks like it broke out from that wedge pattern a couple of weeks ago actually now, with a gap up today. So people are looking out maybe a year, thinking about their robo-taxis and their robots and their batteries and all the cars that they're putting on the street, and they're starting to come back in love with Tesla. I don't know if it's going to last. I look at it as a big consolidation from like 367 to 273. And so it needs to kind of move around or through those levels for me to start getting more interested in it. But nonetheless, a lot of people are liking Tesla. And, if you like the company and Elon and all the great things they're doing over there at Tesla, you should take a look at that one. As always, okay, that was weird. As always, thanks for being here. Hopefully you're doing well in the markets. Certainly we have a green condition going on according to my charts, and do your research, do your homework. These are just ideas for you to look at, and this is the way that I read the market, but you can read it a totally different way, and you might be right too. But thanks for joining me. Have a great weekend, and I'll see you next week on the Weekly Market Pulse. Take care. So I need to put up a legal disclosure here. I am not a financial advisor. This video is for educational purposes only. And this is entertainment, and it's not financial advice. Always do your own research before making financial decisions, and please be careful.